Now I'll hand over to our next anchor person, Dr. Chandar and Dr. Surjeet. We have our guests are already here. Dr. Ravi Malik, Dr. Harish, I can see Dr. Gautam, who's the president of IMA, and I can also see Madam Purnima. So over to you, Dr. Chandar.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I am sharing the sad news for our country, and the sad news is the loss of our top army personnel, our chief of defense staff, along with number of capable senior army officers in Kunnur helicopter crash. That is, it has shattered whole of our country, and it is a great loss for our country too. But as life has to move, we are having a motivational talk to keep ourselves cool and calm during these turbulent times. And it is by Dr. Ravi Malik. So now I request Dr. Harish Gupta, who is advisor in Ministry of Health, to introduce Dr. Ravi Malik. Over to Dr. Harish Gupta.
Thank you, ma'am. My compliments and good wishes, namaskar to all of you. And at the very outset, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. At the very outset, I congratulate Delhi Gynae Forum and our WOW organization for organizing such a different talk in these times of very testing times for the whole medical fraternities and all of us in the frontline warriors. And as you just said about a very tragic incident 2 days before our country, I pay my homage to all those brave soldiers who have laid their life serving the country. And I think it's a great loss to the nation. But at the same time, the life has to go on. The country has to be guarded and things will go on. So we have to be calm and composed in those times. And we have a very exceptional motivational speaker today in Dr. Ravi Malik. Dr. Ravi Malik is a multi-talented personality, as we all know. He is an excellent pediatrician who you can ask any page of Nelson textbook of pediatrics from him. He has written many books on pediatrics. At the same time, when it comes to financial management, he could be as good as any financial consultants. And the number of ventures he is heading right now, may it be the hospitality industry or the training institutes for the young medical graduates. They are our testimony to the multi-talented things which Dr. Ravi Malik does. And he is often a motivational speaker at number of maybe thousands of TV shows we come across, and he is able to put forth the voice of medical profession in the very right perspective. On the topic of today, how to be calm and composed, my only take before Dr. Ravi Malik introduces is that in such testing and challenging times, the only thing which can keep us calm and composed is ourselves. If we are determined that let anything happen outside, कि हमारी मन की जो स्थिति है ये बाहर की परिस्थिति से कभी भी affect नहीं होगी, and we will keep our inner calm in spite of the all adverse situations which are happening outside. Then nobody can disturb us. Anybody can shout on us. Anybody can have violence with any one of us, but none can enter our mindset. So this is in our control, and if we keep a control over our mind, then nothing can disturb. Somebody has said few lines which I'll quote. अपने आप से इतना मजबूत होने का वादा करें कि कुछ भी आपके मन की शांति को भंग न कर सके. So this is a very important step, and with these words I like to request Dr. Ravi Malik to enlighten us on this very important topic. Thank you.
I will ask Dr. Gautam to say few words about Dr. Ravi Malik.
Thank you, ma'am. I first of all welcome everyone and congratulate ma'am for organizing this wonderful program. I welcome Dr. Ravi Malik sir on the show. As you all know, Dr. Ravi Malik, he's a great pediatrician. He's a pass out from AMC. He's director of 14 different companies, and he has more than 600 employees in these companies. He's also very passionate about teaching. He's very passionate about his patients, and he's also a very passionate motivational speaker. So Dr. Ravi Malik has got more than 3,000 TV programs in his belt in the last few years. And the next progeny, Ritesh Malik, we see his son, also has been noticed on the platform of the country in one of the youngest and the most talented business persons of India. So with this, I'd like to welcome Dr. Ravi Malik and request him to please take the session forward.
Thank you so much for the kind words, and my due respect to Dr. Sharda Jain and to all the people who are there. And Dr. Chanderlata is there, Dr. Harish Gupta is there, Dr. Ancoring Gupta, our chairman of TMC is there, Dr. Gautal Singh is there, and my regards to all of you. And it is my proud privilege that today I am discussing on a very important topic. And I have worked on this topic for last almost 20 years, read n number of books, spiritual thoughts, and so many things. So I will like to concise all of them and will like to present in front of you. And I can assure you that this is definitely going to change for the good our lives. So, share. You're welcome to share. It is a much needed topic, and I think this topic should have been taught to us during our formative years of our medical education. So, unfortunately, we are never taught about how to manage our stress during our formative years. And we don't learn how we should manage our body physiology as well as our mental emotions when the stress comes on to us. So what is stress? Stress is any kind of undue, inappropriate and exaggerated response to any situation. So what happens is, this slide is very important. It is very close to my heart. What happens is, there is an external event. Now this external event could be anything. Now in our medical terms, if we see in our lives, this external event could be any kind of a financial loss, any kind of a medical legal problem from a patient, any kind of any family problem. So this is an external event. Once an external event provokes us, then our mind enters into an action and the mind perceives. Now the perception here is the main problem. Stress starts from our perception, how we perceive a situation. A philosopher has rightly said there is no reality in this life, everything is perception. Supposingly we are say 70 people sitting in this on this webinar, and a situation happens to all of us. Now, the perception of Dr. Harish will be different, Dr. Ajay Jain will be different, Dr. Chanderlata will be different, Dr. Kalpana Gupta will be different, mine will be different, Dr. Sharda would be different. So, first of all, we have to see that we should perceive a situation in the light of clarity, and it is very important because that is now this perception can turn up into
some audio, some communication gap is there, Dr. Ravi.
Check your internet, sir. Check your internet, sir. Dr. Malik, there is something wrong with your internet. I think we must have little patience, that's all.
Yeah, I'll just give a call to Dr. Ravi Malik and see.
Okay. Dr. Purnima, yes. Hello? Purnima, you want to say something before Dr. Malik joins?
Yeah. I've joined.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry. The problem starts. Now we perceive the situation with different kind of mindsets, and that leads to stress. It can lead to stress, it can lead to enlightenment, or it can also lead to excitement for that matter. Now, there are two kinds of good and bad stresses. Number one stress, the good stress is that we need to be at times stressful. If a patient is sick, a patient has gone to shock, that stress is good, that stress is productive, so that our mind works, we are in a flight and fight mode, and we suddenly take actions, and supposedly the patient starts bleeding on the OT table, or the patient goes in shock, or the patient presents in shock in the emergency. So that stress, we can't say that we can't take this stress. This is a good stress. But what is the bad stress? Bad stress is when we take stress without an alarming situation. That is a bad stress. Bad stress is which adversely affects our health. So these are, we must understand what is a good stress and what is a bad stress.
Slides? Can we have your slides?
Yeah, you will be shocked to know. I am giving you the data from, this is an American data, what says that 70% of male physicians, they have more chances of committing suicide as compared to the normal population. Male physicians are 70% more at risk of a suicidal death as compared to a normal population. Second thing is, and females have 20 to 50 times more chances. Sorry, it is just 25%. It is 250% more chances among the female doctors of committing suicide as compared to the general public. So you can imagine what kind of stressful situation we are going. You can imagine what the profession has, the underside of it. One very important thing is that generally among doctors, 28% have they are overstressed as compared to 18% of the public. So this is, we are talking of the general overstress among the public. So generally, any public person belonging to any profession will have 18% chances of overwhelming stress. But the doctors, they stand 28% chances as compared to the public, which is suffering only 18%. So you can see what kind of morbid stress we doctors are going, and we are not aware of it. Moreover, many studies have shown that the average life expectancy of the doctors, they are less as compared to the general public. Now, 40% of the doctors are abused and manhandled in government hospitals. So that is also very important factor, that many of our colleagues are manhandled and also abused. So psychological morbidity is much more as compared to the physical morbidity. So we are talking of the physical morbidity, but the psychological harassment of the doctors is much more. So it is high time that we must see, and we must see the mechanics of this stress, and we should do something so that the stress is not there in our professional brothers and sisters. Now, the next prescription. Now, what are the common causes of stress for doctors? One of the most important and common cause of stress for doctors is medico-legal issues, manhandling, or fear of making mistakes. Second is poor financial planning and management. We doctors are very poor when it comes to finances. Poor time management. That is why probably we are stressed up every time. And because of Dr. Sharda Jain, I think we have had a talk on time management and financial management also on this forum. Then the society is expecting a lot of things. Although the rewards of the doctors are going down, you must have heard that in 80s or in 70s, the doctors have made millions of rupees and this thing. But now the reward for the doctors as compared to the other professions have also gone down. The monetary gains also, they have gone down. On the other side, the society's expectation from the doctors, they have increased much. And the negativity in the society also over a period of time has increased to some extent. So these are some of the common causes of stress for the doctors. And of course, they have peculiar job requirements. Their job is extremely demanding. We are dealing with life and death. The moment a patient dies, or even if a patient doesn't die, the patient gets irreversible damage to the kidney or to the brain or to the heart, and then the doctor is blamed for that. And then besides that, doctor has to do a lot of clerical work in the way a doctor has to follow compliances, and he has to deal with various government agencies. Running a hospital, my medical superintendent was saying, sir, you will be amazed to know that we are dealing with 32 government agencies. May it be ESI, may it be PF, may it be Nursing Home Forum, or may it be so many other, and we are being observed by a lot of courts and a lot of agencies. General negativity among people and lack of appreciation, lack of gratitude to some extent. Having said that, I will not say most of our patients are very thankful. They have gratitude for us. But by and large, we are also viewed as money fleecers. So some kind of negativity is there among the public against us. And we have comparatively low rewards. Then demanding, hostile and difficult patients, those who enter into violence with a drop of hat, they are also a cause of stress for us. Deteriorating salary packages and dependence upon bigger hospitals. Now, about 30 years back, the doctors were independent practitioners, they were respected, and they were entrepreneurs, they were doctor entrepreneurs in the sense that they used to have their own, maybe a small clinic with a compounder and a nurse and this thing, but they were running their own business. They were not dependent upon any authority or any big hospitals. So that is also the dependence of the professionals. The higher you go, the more is the dependence. Maybe you have done MCH, neurosurgery, so you are more dependent upon the hospitals rather than on your own skill set. Unhealthy lifestyle and poor family life at times. I'm not saying that we all have comfortable family life, but at times we have poor family life. Now, till now we have just had a glimpse of, what are the reasons which are making the doctor stressed, and what is stress and how it originates. So we have just done a basic of the stress anatomy. Let us now, I will be now dealing with some of the factors which will decrease your stress. So the next few slides will be how to deal with the stress. So number one stress, what comes with not only the doctors, but also with all human beings is, I will be not only targeting it to doctors, but also to the non-medical people also. So now we are starting with the stress management for a human being. Now all human beings, whether they are blacks, browns or white, they are running after success and happiness. Whatsoever it may be, whatsoever culture be, they are all running after happiness and success. And I appreciate that. Everybody should be successful and everybody should be happy. It is their right to be successful. It is their right to be happy. So now what factors that come in the way of that is, number one is, all of us have past regrets at times. यार वो 10 साल पहले मैं ये कर देता ना तो ये हो जाना था, ओ यार 5 साल पहले मेरी ये हो गया, या 20 साल पहले मेरा ये हो गया, या मैं यार ये MS इसकी जगह MS वो वाली ब्रांच कर लेता, that would have been better. So past regrets, they haunt us a lot and they take a lot of our present day time. And so how to manage our past, how to deal with the past? If we are able to have a comfortable deal with our past friend, then probably a lot of our stress will go away. So this is one of the factors, which is the key factors, that how to deal with our past. So the past, we need to have only glimpse and learn from it. It is very important for all of us to understand that we should only have a glimpse of past and then learn from the past. We should not dwell in past, but past is a good teacher. We should go to the past and learn from that, and that is the end of it. In any vehicle, windscreen is much bigger than the back screen. So the message is that back screen should be very small, and we should peep into the past only to learn, not to have any kind of negative emotions. 90% of the human beings, they go to the grave with the same kind of mistakes. They will make same kind of mistakes time and again, without reviewing, without taking accountability on them, without having a check and counter check of their past mistakes. So we should have no regret of past. Now we regret the past, that because we are now more wiser, we should rather feel proud that we did something wrong, which today we have realized कि वो तब हमसे गलती हो गई थी, but आज we are realizing that those regrets of the past, we are able to see those regrets and we have remorse on them, because we have now become We have gained wisdom. We have gained more clarity. And so there should not be any kind of regret of the past. Once we connect the dots, Stanford University, Steve Jobs gave a wonderful speech. You must all see that. I think you must have seen. I have seen that speech almost 25 times. So there Steve Jobs says very important thing, that once we connect the dots, we feel that the past adversities were predestined, and had these past adversities not been there, I would not have been successful. I have also seen in my own personal life that whenever adversities have come to me, it has given me a new perspective. It has given me growth. Remove all the past adversities from my life, and my growth will be stunted for that matter. May it be at the level of anything. So I think adversity is a good friend, and problems, the opportunities come in the form of problems, and we should change our mindset, how to evaluate our past and not to dwell upon it. Next. Now, the second very important point is how to deal with the future. This also gives us a lot of stress, not only to us doctors, but also to all the human beings. How should we deal with our future? It is very important, because most of the time we spend our time not in the present. We are not spending. I must tell you, make an inventory. Every 15 minutes you make an inventory and see how many times you are going to future and how many times you are going to your past. You will be amazed to know that we are making a lot of future monsters. We are scared, we are fearful, this might happen, this might not happen. So it is very important that to deal with the future, the best way to deal with the future is to give your present 100%. The present time is yours, and give your 100% to this present time. May it be your skill development, may it be your business development, may it be your relationship development, whatever it is, give your 100% to this present time. Action is everything. Gita also says that action is everything. So we should keep on refining our actions, and we should keep on working in the present, so that the future monsters, if at all they appear, they will appear in a very miniature form. So it is very important. The best way to deal with the future is don't dwell on the past, don't dwell on the future, don't make the future negative monsters or the thought monsters, and start working today and work on your present. How foolish it is to expect evil before it arrives. Why should we think that this will happen in the future? My life had been going nice, and it is likely to go nice in future also. And it is foolish to expect evil before its arrival. We should also have a spiritual bent of mind that whatever has happened is happening for the good. Whatever is happening is happening for the good.
Everybody must mute themselves. Everybody must mute themselves.
So whatever has happened for the betterment. Whatever is happening for the good, and a good is going to happen in future. We should have that kind of a positive mindset. Very important thing is today work nicely, work competently, and have a problem anticipation. This is very important chapter, I must tell you. Problem anticipation is very important. Take out a pen and pencil and say that today I am 50 years old. In coming 30 years, what problems I can face, and which of them I can mitigate today. What are the problems which I can mitigate today? Tomorrow I can get heart attacks. Tomorrow I can get strokes. Tomorrow I can go broke. Tomorrow I can get financial problems. Tomorrow I can get cancer. What best I can do today so that I don't have any regret in the future? So get every lever moving, get every of your tools working, and work on that problem anticipation, and go ahead with your life. Plan meticulously for your future. Now, the third point, very important, is what is present. Time is an illusion. By and large, if we see, time is an illusion, and time management is one of the best, I can say, one of the best factor which will give you happiness and success. So time is everything. So time is an illusion. Time is an illusion. Why? If supposedly one is spending 50% of his time dwelling on the mistakes of the past, and is dwelling upon 30% of the time fearing what will happen in the future, and is giving only 20% to the present, his time spectrum is different as compared to the other person whose time spectrum will be different. So how to deal with your present? Present is everything. Happiness is in present. Planning is in present. Success is in present. So you utilize your present to the best possible way. There is a very good book that is 12 hours a week. So 12 weeks a year. So that means this is a book by Tim Ferriss. It is a wonderful book. What he says is that in a week, you should plan out and do the work for a month. Remove all the distractions and be focused. So focus on present. Use all your blades, all your levers, all your tools in the present and refine your action. I would like to also tell you one more thing. Action, generally people says, even in Gita, Bhagwan Krishna has said that everything is action. Now what is action? Action's domain has been increased in Gita. Action is not only your karam, but it is also your vani and it is also your thought. So action is everything. Keep an eye on all the three actions. Whatever you are speaking is also your action. Whatever you are thinking is also your action, and whatever you are doing is also your action. So give best of your action. Give best of your vani. Give best of your karam. And give best of your mindset. So this is very important. Very important thing is, whenever you go comfortable, I can assure you, the growth is not going to come. Growth is going to come in uncomfortable zone. Talk of warriors, the gladiators, the hustlers. I'm quite inspired by warriors and gladiators. You know, every gladiator, he had a bruised face with a lot of scars, shearing blood out of it and sweat out of it. That is what is the way of warrior. But by the end of it, they are all empowered. So without bruise, without blood, without toil, without tears, without sweat, you cannot be empowered. So it is very important for us to understand, be in the uncomfortable zone. Don't always be in the comfortable zone. Take the patients who are more sick. Of course, after giving proper thought to it and after seeing the mindset of the patient and this thing, go to the uncomfortable zone. The things which you have not done, the things which you are comfortable in doing, which you are uncomfortable in doing, try those things. So it is very important. The growth will come only in the uncomfortable zone, not otherwise. Give your best shot and leave the rest to Almighty. It is a wonderful thing. Do the best, leave the rest, and thereafter endure with resilience what is left. This is the most important thing which I can give you in this lecture is, do the best, leave the rest, and endure the left with resilience. So it is very important for us to understand. Next, please. Now, we must also understand one more area. That is area of control and out of control. I'm just trying to build up the foundation of course, I will give the recipe how to be stress-free. I'm just trying to give you certain principles and laws and foundations of stress management. So area of control and area of out of control, we must understand. You know, when I started my practice, I was quite obsessed. There was a patient who came from G block P3R, but he has not returned. And I was so passionate about my patients. I still remember a boy named Mohit. He is of my son's age. He is right now 31 years old. He came to my clinic when he was 1 year old, and thereafter he never came to my clinic. At the age of 20 years, he again came. He got some injury and he came for a tetanus injection. I recognized the mother and I said, is he Mohit? She said, wow, Dr. Saab, we came to you 19 years back, and for last 19 years, I've been thinking where the Mohit has gone. So what I mean to say to you is that is not my area of control. Mohit coming to me or not coming to me is decision of his family or with the help of his relatives. That is not in my control. What is in my control? I can give the best of the pediatric care. I can give the best facilities in my clinic, and I can give them the best of the services. That is all what is in my control. So what is out of my control, I'm not bothered about that. But what is in my control, I'm again going to move every lever and every tool, and I'm going to use every blade of mine to fix what is in my control. So what is in our control? Fortunately, majority of the things are in our control. Health, it is in our control. And the unfortunate thing is that we leave it out of control. Skill development, it is in our control. Social support, it is in our control. Relationship management, it is in our control. Isolation, thinking, gaining perspective, and examining life. Aristotle has rightly said, an unexamined life is not worth living. We should examine our life. We might be good gynecologists, good neurosurgeons, good urologists, but we don't examine our life. Most of us are not examining our life to that extent what is required to be examined. Meditation, it is in my control. And arrange all the verticals in place. You must see what are the verticals of your life. Like, I'm a pediatrician, I'm a hospital owner, I'm a hotel owner, I'm a owner of blah, 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 blah. I must see that every vertical is being given the justice. In last 1 month, I started reading pediatrics and I'm reading almost 4 hours a day. Because no vertical should go unattended. It is very important. So that is in my control. I must control all the verticals which are there. Very important virtue which will make you stress-free. I'm again stressing it upon. This is the most important slide of this symposium. One virtue which is going to make you absolutely, to some extent, stress-free, or which will decrease definitely your stress, is fearlessness. This is the greatest virtue a person can have. Courage is the greatest value a human has, and that is the thing where we should work upon. So generally in a day we become fearful on almost 20 or 30 occasions. And if you keep on counting your fears, every day we get fearful of so many things. Some of the fears are trivial nature, but some of the fears, they take a toll on our health. So it is very important that we should be fearless. How we will be fearless? If Dr. Sharda Jain or the senior leaders like Harish Gupta and Gautal Singh and all, they will organize. I will love to have a lecture on fearlessness. It is very important. It is the most important virtue we all should have. Trust in God and trust in your abilities. Even if you are not a believer, you are an atheist, you are not a believer in a God, even then you have trust in something, maybe a nature, maybe whatever it is. So trust in Almighty and trust in yourself. These are the two very important things. I can handle it. I am ready to accept this storm. Very important thing is the storm tells the warrior, I am coming and you will not be able to withstand me. So what the warrior tells to the storm is, you come, I am the storm. So that kind of confidence should be there. And the confidence should be, it should be backed by your skills. It should be backed by your resources. It should be backed by your mindset. So it is very important that you should have trust in God, trust in your abilities, and trust in your skills. Next, fear generally, what is fear? Fear is generally an unguarded stories, creation of mind. We are the author and we are the director of these stories. ऐसा हो जाएगा, नहीं ऐसा नहीं होगा तो ऐसा भी हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा मैं तो जेल चला जाऊंगा, अरे ऐसा नहीं होगा जेल में तो मेरी पिटाई भी हो जाएगी, मैं ऐसा नहीं होगा मैं वहां पे भी चला जाऊंगा. These are the unguarded stories. These are the creations of mind. We should not lose perspective. The most important thing is perspective. We should not lose the perspective at all. You know, since I'm doing so many businesses and this thing, so problems, they keep on coming. Just about a week back, a person came from a court. He said, Doctor Sahab ko personally notice dena. So then I asked my lawyer, my in-house lawyer, कि notice क्या है? कहता सर वो कुछ नहीं, it is just a question of 58,000 rupees. Probably we have given to the person and he has not, he has sent us the notice, there is some confusion. So it is just a matter of 58,000, fine. I go, okay, my lawyer will receive, and thereafter I forget about it. My lawyer will see, at the most I will have to pay 58,000 whatsoever. My lawyer said, we are not going to pay 58,000, we'll fight the case. Okay, fight, it is none of my job. So, most important thing is you should have the wisdom to understand where to fang out and where to lie low in the grass. So it is very important. With everything, if we are fanging out, with everything we are reacting, with everything we are this thing, then our life is going to become hell. So lack of knowledge, lack of guidance, and lack of understanding is the most important factor for fearfulness. We don't have knowledge, we don't have guidance, we don't have understanding, and we don't have a mentor who can guide us on that particular issue. That is the only reason. A child is scared of going in the dark. Why? We will laugh. This is dark corner of our house. There is no snake, there is no this thing. My kid go there, but he doesn't go because he doesn't have knowledge. Similarly, as kids, we are also at times fearful of the situations. If we talk to the experts, they say, why are you getting fearful? Supposingly, a person who is getting fearful of getting even fever of viral. Now, we people, those who have knowledge, we know there is nothing to be fearful about it. It is a viral fever, self-limiting this thing. Maybe the fever is going as high as 105, but there is nothing to be fearful. We give them the knowledge, we give them the guidance, we give them the understanding, and the person becomes fearless. So the very important thing is of becoming fearlessness is that you need to have knowledge, you need to have guidance, and you need to have understanding. We should not go out of perspective. Very important thing, we should not go out of perspective. हमें perspective के बाहर नहीं जाना है. एक प्रॉब्लम जो एक चार कोनों के साथ में घिरिस्त है, that there is a problem which is cornered by four corners. We will not go out of those corners. We will not lose our perspective and make future monsters, those who will engulf us. The problem is not going to engulf us. Our misinterpretation, our wrong perspective is going to engulf our arteries, our health, our heart, and everything. And ultimately the problem will never arise. So control our reactions. Next slide. This is very important, very, very, very important, especially for doctors. Learn when and how to be offensive. It is very important. When I was president IMA EDB in 2008, Harish would know, me and Harish, we have dealt with so many MNC cases of our friends and colleagues and this thing. So what I have realized is that what I have realized is that there are times we need to go offensive. Chanakya Niti ki ek cheez, what I have liked the most about Chanakya Niti is that if you go to a jungle, the straight trees are cut initially and no one is going to touch the trees which are wavy and which are ubar-khabar. So a person who is absolutely straightforward, always honest, always straightforward, always truth-loving, he can be a likely target of a tyrant. So it is very important for us to understand, learn when and how to be offensive. It is most important thing. I have seen so many medical legal cases and dealt with so many of medical legal. Fortunately, I had only one in my whole lifetime in our hospital, which was solved long time back. But I have dealt with so many other medical legal cases of our friends and colleagues and this thing. What I found is that the miscreants or the patient's relatives, the criminals, they have beaten the doctor badly. The doctor is having bruises and they are threatening that we will go to consumer court. Go to consumer court. Doesn't matter, we will fight there. Whatever punishment will come, we will take. But you tell us why you have beaten us, why you have done a criminal act. Why should not a criminal section be imposed upon you? So it is very important that learn when and how to be offensive in life, because we will not be able to deal with the people, those who are tyrants and those who are there to trouble us, those who are there to create, to make our life miserable for no reason. For no reason, I'm against it. Next slide. Fix accountability. It is very important. Every night once you are sleeping, you inventory check yourself. You examine yourself. What wrong things we have done today, where we have wasted the time, what best we could have developed, in what new thing I have learned today. Check the inventory check and do a zero-based thinking. Zero-based thinking is today, say 10th of December 2021, what are the activities which Ravi Malik will drop from doing from now? And what are the new activities which Ravi Malik is going to undertake from now onwards? So zero-based thinking is very important. At times we are doing the same thing, similar things, what we have been doing in past. We are doing the same similar things and without giving any thought to it, whether they are required or they are not required to be done. Next. Now we come to, after gaining some perspective of certain things, how we should deal with our past, how we should be fearless, what is the role of fearlessness in decreasing our stress, how we should deal the future, and how we should utilize our present. If we do all these things nicely, and when to be offensive, and how to make ourselves accountable. After learning few of the common steps which are going to decrease of, now how to tackle the stress. Number one, analyze and pinpoint the cause of stress. Take a white paper, take a pen, and write what is the cause of stress, what are the possible solutions, and keep the things in proper perspective. Clarity, perception is everything. Don't go out of your perception. So it is everything. 80% of the situations which are giving stress, they either never happen or happen in a very milder way. Very important thing. 80% of the situations or the fears which I am having, if I rewind my life, say I go 20 years back, so whatever apprehensions I had, 80% of them, they never happened. And 20%, if at all they happened in a much milder way. Then the next step is what worse can happen. This is the most important thing. We cannot put under the carpet every stressful situation. That is what I told you, when to fang out and when to lie low. So what worse can happen and what we can work on to prevent that worst what is going to happen. And thereafter we will endure with resilience. Next. Have a fearless attitude and mind. Be comfortable in uncomfortable zone. Face the conflict. Conflict is therapeutic. Conflict at times is therapeutic. May it be the conflict between your patient and you, your employee and you. At times conflict resolution is required and conflict is required and conflict is therapeutic. Be self-reliant. No people pleasing. And say no. Be a constant reader. Medical expert in your specialization and non-medical skills expert. You should be expert of all these three areas. We should have mindset from maybe Gita, Buddhism, spirituality, Sikhism, whatever religion you are following. Or maybe religion is all the same and we can take good points from the other spiritualities. Leave negative and toxic people. Very important thing. Don't give entry to negative and toxic people in your life. And if you are having any family member who is negative and toxic, try to have less interactions with the person, or for that matter, try to change that person. But otherwise, if possible, leave negative and toxic people. They are going to eat not only your time, your energy, your money, your everything. Next. Control of your self-talk. We talk to ourselves many times a day. We don't talk to other people so much as we talk to ourselves. Control your self-talk. In which direction is it going? Is it going in the right perspective or it is going in the wrong perspective? Have optimism. Change your beliefs. You should be more on the positive side rather than on the negative side, but at the same time, maintaining the realistic perspective. Complete accountability of your actions. Attitude of gratitude. It is very important for us to understand we should have attitude of gratitude. We should be flexible and we should observe the observer. Observe the observer is one thing which is very important, but I will like to rush on this thing. Some good suggestions are never take things personally. Maybe a person who is scolding you or who is putting anger on you, maybe it is not for you. He is not directing for you. Maybe he has had a fight of his own. Maybe he has his own personal problems. Never be a social reformer. Never be a social reformer. Never try to change people. We can control ourselves. We can't control the behavior of others. And never try to change them much. We should have good social support system. We should have positive friends with us. We should have medical networking. The friends who can help us during our periods of stress. We should have emergency support system. We should recognize the red flag signs, early signs of stress and address those issues because before they take the proportion of a depressive diagnostic entity in psychiatry. So we should recognize the red flag signs and early signs of stress and manage them well. We can use relaxation techniques like yoga, meditation, other things. Some good suggestions are power of choice. Every day we are given choices. Have healthy choices with you. Healthy choice for food, healthy choice for exercise, healthy choice for mindset, healthy choice for skill development, and healthy choice for keeping friends. I am very choosy about making my friends. I am extremely choosy of making my friends. I have few friends, but I am very choosy about them. Immediate gratification, delayed gratification. So anything which is giving you immediate gratification, that is taste, good taste of food, or maybe which is giving you the social media, which is giving you immediate gratification. And too much of that should not be done because it is going to hamper your present strategies. You should have good discipline. Power of no. I say no 100 times a day. I say no to 100 people in a day without feeling any guilt. For me, the priorities are very clear. You should also have clear priorities. Maybe your priorities can be your business, your family, your health, maybe your parents, and that is all. So if I'm saying yes to something, probably I'm saying no to my parents. Probably I'm saying no to my spouse. Probably I'm saying no to my business. No way out. So it is very important, power of no. Remove negative and toxic people, I've already said. We should have good neuro-linguistic programming skills, that is likable skills. So we can have a complete chapter on this. This is one of the most rewarding skill we can ever have. Good NLP neuro-linguistic programming skills is that you should have a likable personality. You should be non-irritating. You should be liked by people, and you should not throw anger. You should not throw tantrums. So this good NLP skill is one thing which is going to give you very good dividends in your business, in your personal and in your professional life. So stop stressing, start living. So by and large, it is a small this thing. So there were a lot of things which were bubbling in my mind, but I was trying to withhold myself because of the paucity of time. But anyway, so whatever I had to say, I have said. So we can have a small session of questions if you want to ask anything, and if I can be of any help. But I must appreciate, I have learned a lot of things from the people who are sitting here, and it is my proud privilege. My very close friend Dinesh is sitting there. Harish Gupta is my younger brother. There is no day when we talk every night on phone to each other. And Dr. Sharda Jain, I've learned a lot from Madam. The kind of love, the kind of, she's an elder sister, the kind of love, the kind of positivity she gives, and the kind of help she offers to her juniors. In fact, my daughter, who is doing MD dermatology, was born by Madam only. And the way got the delivery, without any tear, without any this thing, and without any this, so it is amazing. It is my proud privilege. Piyush has been there every year in all of my talks, and Dr. Arun Gupta is a very good friend of mine, and he's also right now chairman of DMC. He's there always with me. Dr. Yogesh Agarwala is there. He operated on my sister for pediatric surgery. Kalpana is there. She was my batchmate. Dr. Sangeeta Yadav, I have learned a lot. Oh my God, so many good friends I have, and so many seniors are there to bless me. So it is a wonderful session, and thanks a lot, Dr. Sharda Jain, for giving me this opportunity, and we should have these kind of opportunities also in future. So I have a lot to say, and anytime you people have any kind of problem, I'm always available for you. Me and Harish, we are always available. Any kind of you can call us in distress anytime, wherever you are. जब कोई चीज की ताले की चाबी ना मिले तो हमें बताना. We are there to whatever little efforts we can do for you. So any questions from your side? I will love to.
I think, Dr. Malik, you have given, I've jotted down, there are almost 100 tips you have given. And I think, even 10% people have taken, they can make their life very successful. It had been a very inspiring talk. We will take 3-4 comments, 1 minute each. I will take 1 minute from Dr. Purnima, then from Dr. Yogesh, and then I will take it from Dr. Arun Gupta, who is here. And this is the way things will. Dr. Purnima, you want to say something? 1 minute. Unmute करिए. Unmute करिए. Doctor साहब muted है.
जी अब आ रही है आवाज?
Yes.
हाँ अब आ रही है मैडम.
जी सभी जो पैनलिस्ट हैं यहाँ पर सभी का नमस्कार और धन्यवाद डॉक्टर जैन की पैनल पर हमें लिया. डॉक्टर रवि मलिक ने वो सब बोल दिया जो कि कोई भी इस विषय पर बोलने के लिए बोलना चाहेगा.
No, he practices this. This is beautiful.
बिल्कुल,
he practices the same thing what he have spoken.
इसके बाद किसी और के कुछ बोलने का मतलब ही शेष नहीं रह जाता. सारा कुछ इन्होंने बोल दिया है जो कोई भी इस विषय पर बोलना चाहेगा. जी डॉक्टर साहब आप इसको आगे बढ़ाइए.
Dr. Arun Gupta, you want to say something before I come to Dr. Yogesh?
जी गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन. और रवि मलिक जी का हम लोगों ने पहले भी सुना है. उनका लाइफ मैनेजमेंट और फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट में बहुत अच्छा बोलते हैं और ये बड़ा अवेटेड लेक्चर होता है खासकर पीडियाट्रिक सर्कल में. सर का एक दो बातें मैं जरूर बोलना चाहूंगा सर को यहाँ पे सभी लोगों को इनफैक्ट कि हम लोग शायद ओवर थिंकर है. सारे के सारे सोचते बहुत है. ओवर थिंकिंग इज वन ऑफ द रीजन ऑफ लाइक आवर क्या जो जितना इंटेलेक्चुअल होता है उतना दुखी भी रहता है। तो थोड़ा सा अगर हम लोग कम सोचे, थोड़ा दिमाग कम लगाए, ज्यादा खुश भी रहेंगे, मेरा सोचना है। दूसरा एक मैं कहीं पढ़ रहा था कि सुबह सुबह उठ के अगर आप लाइफ की 4 या 5 ब्लेसिंग्स को काउंट कर लो सुबह से उठ के। अगर आपकी हेल्थ अच्छी है, यू हैव गुड स्पाउस, गुड चिल्ड्रन एंड यू हैव स्टेबल रनिंग इनकम, ठीक है, और आपका घर है और आपका एक सिक्योर फ्यूचर है फाइनेंशियली, तो प्रोबेबली दुनिया की कोई भी बाकी मुसीबतें मैटर ही नहीं करती जिनको हम जबरदस्ती उठ के घूम रहे होते हैं। अगर आप चीजों को 5 को काउंट करके दिन को स्टार्ट करो तो लगेगा बाकी दुनिया में सब बेकार है, आप शायद 0.1 या 0.01% लोगों में आते हैं। और एक चीज मुझे लगता है कि हमारे बचपन से एक हमारी कंडीशनिंग होती है। कंडीशनिंग क्या होती है कि वी आर सपोज टू बिहेव इन सर्टेन मैनर एंड वी कीप ऑन फॉलोइंग दैट मैनर बिकॉज सोसाइटी हैज सेट अप दोस बेंचमार्क्स कि आपको ये करना है, आपको ये बनना है, आपको ऐसा बनना है, आपको ये इलेक्शन लड़ना है, आपको बनना है। क्या आप उस चीज के लिए तैयार हो? क्या आपकी खुशी है, आपकी लाइकिंग है? तो जैसे डॉक्टर रवि ने कहा कि बहुत ज्यादा आपसे वापस से बात तो नहीं करनी चाहिए, पर मुझे लगता है वंस इन अ व्हाइल आत्मचिंतन, सेल्फ कंटेम्पलेट जरूर करना चाहिए कि वाकई क्या मुझे चाहिए, मैं जिस चीज के पीछे भाग रहा हूँ ये वाकई में मुझे चाहिए कि दुनिया ने कहा तू चढ़ जा, मैं चढ़ गया, तो वो उस जगह चढ़ के मुझे क्या मिलेगा? तो कई बार एक आपाधापी में हम लोग लगे रहते हैं, तो उसमें अगर दैट मोमेंट में सोचो कि वाकई में जिंदगी में मुझे क्या चाहिए क्या नहीं चाहिए, तो अगर आप जरा ठहर के सोचो, जरा रोको अपने आप को अपने हिसाब से सोचो, कंडीशनिंग से मत सोचो, तो मुझे लगता है बहुत सी मुसीबतें हमारी हट जाएगी। मैं तो जबरदस्ती लेक्चर देने लगा बीच में, पर बहुत अच्छा लगा सर ने बोला तो मुझे मन में आया, मैंने कह दिया। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी आल्सो।
Can we have a 1-minute comment by Dr. Yogesh Agarwala?
Well, good evening, everybody. It was wonderful. I just participated in the end 15 minutes. I got held up because of certain emergency. I would really love to hear the recorded session completely. But whatever in last 15 minutes I could gather and I could relate to is, one is most important as Dr. Saab said, and listening to Dr. Saab is like एक संत महात्मा को सुन रहे हो ना, वैसी फीलिंग होती है। It is an absolute pleasure because he talks relevantly, he talks practical. It is nothing out of the blue he is talking जो कि हमारे आधे सिर के ऊपर से चला जाता है। Every word hits your heart. And for me, which has hit in the last 15 minutes which I participated, was the power of saying no.
Correct.
It is absolutely important. क्या होता है in earlier part of your life you want to please everybody. That capacity to say no is not within you. It is not within your reach. So to please everybody, you say yes. But gradually you learn no, saying no is important than to not honoring your commitment. Upfront no is 1,000 times better than dishonoring your commitment.
Good.
And yes, I practiced it myself from the onset of Corona, and when we had Corona, I decided to go in my professional life in a certain way. And once I decided going in a certain way, I found that when I said no to somebody, it was a real pleasure, and I didn't feel bad about it because there was no ill intent behind saying that no. I just wanted to do things as it pleased myself, whether small or big.
Dr. Harish Gupta.
Yes, ma'am, it was really fantastic. As Dr. Yogesh has said, that Dr. Ravi Malik is a modern saint. He can deliberate on many such issues which even the saints will not like to.
He's a man of action, sir. He's a man of action.
Yeah, I am really privileged to have him as my elder brother for years together. And it is very rightly said, wealth is not a permanent friend, but friends are permanent wealth. And I am really proud to have such a friend and mentor in him. But I can only say 3-4 things which we have learned in the later part of life, though maybe it is more on me, that to control anger is one of the best things. And gradually we are all learning on it. If you are able to control anger, then you realize sometimes that I could have dealt this situation in a far better way if I was not practicing anger, and I could have controlled my anger. So there are better ways of it. So this is, and ultimately at the end of it, it is a mental toughness that the outside things will not alter my mental stature or my mental calmness, that comes to every situation, whether we are dealing with the life, whether it is our patients, that if some patient shouts on me, we can only say that he is in distress because he is disturbed from inside, rather than we also shout. And I think I have gained, after listening to so many preachers like Dr. Ravi Malik in last few years, that control of anger and mental toughness and an attitude of maybe a सेल्फलेस वर्किंग. एक अगर हम सोच लेते हैं कि मैं और लोगों को क्या दे सकता हूं, तो अगर हम हर घर में एक ऐसा कोई दिया जला दें जो लोगों को देने के लिए हो, तो आई थिंक लाइफ विल बी ए ब्लूमिंग पैराडाइज एंड वी विल हैव Diwali everywhere. Madam, you have done tremendous by organizing such things in the past.
I will have a last comment from Dr. Gautal Singh before I give it to Dr. Chanderlata.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Gautam
much.
Singh is here. Mr. Gautam Singh. I think we wanted, as a president IMA, I found, he's such a cool person. So I think if he's not there to comment last minute, Dr. Chanderlata, over to you.
Unmute, madam, unmute.
Unmute kariye, doctor.
Madam, it has been an amazing talk by Dr. Ravi Malik. So what I would say, because so many things have been said about him, that he is modern, he's giving us modern Chanakya Nitis. That we have to work also. I mean, it's not that. And one thing is that our mind is our boss, but we are not supposed to, get guided by our mind. So that is very important. And problems, of course, they are going to come. And they are like teachers. They'll teach us that if you are failing, falling, stand up, again fight. So that should be also there. And controlling anger and all, they are very, useful topics. And nothing more I can, add on that. Thank you so much, Dr. Malik. It was such a wonderful, deliberation. Thank you so much.
My request is that every month we must have some good speaker.
Madam, Dr. Sharda, madam,
yes.
I want from you to give us 2 or 3 tips. You have had a wonderful, excellent professional career. May it be Lady Harding, may it be private practice, or may it be your associations and so many things. We are all admirer of you. आप मैडम 2 या 3 चीजें अपनी हमें बताइए.
मैं तो 3 tips दूंगी डॉक्टर साहब.
Yes, yes.
I'm a lady of action. जो आप कमिट करो उसको आपको ऑनर करना है. Secondly, never have any expectation from your colleagues or anybody. It will give you a peace of mind. And third thing, be away from the toxic people. There are so many positive people around. Toxic people से तो दूर ही रहना है.
वो तो बहुत ही जरूरी है.
And I find, morning में जैसे Dr. Arun ने कहा, count your blessings. And in the end, have a feeling of gratitude at the end of the day. I think that's the beauty of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
My request to Dr. Chanderlata is that, Dr. Arun Gupta should give a talk in January. And, here onwards, we must have a good talk once in a month. And 3 times we should have a talk, 3-4 times in a year by Dr. Ravi Malik. So this is what we promise, that in 2022, our team will definitely see that all of us are enlightened by non-medical talks, which probably help us much, much more than otherwise. Thank you very much, Malik Saab, to have you here. It was absolutely a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Harish Gupta.
There had been a lot of VIPs. I could not welcome them personally, but the